All right, scholars, thanks for checking in.
I'm going to show you how you can use Google Spreadsheet to do the calculations for auto acceleration. So log into Gmail, go to Google Docs, click Create Spreadsheet. And the first thing we're going to do is give your spreadsheet a name. So let's call this auto acceleration. Your first name, your last name, and period 1 or 3, whichever it is. Okay, let's zoom in here if we can. And again. Okay. All right, so this is a spreadsheet, and you'll notice all these rectangles called cells. This is cell B5. It's kind of like Battleship. So we're going to enter our data. First, we need to have column headers. So this is going to be initial speed. Then we click over to the next one. And we say final speed. You can also press the tab button, and it'll take you to the next one. Change in speed, time interval, and acceleration. You can always pause the video if you need to do some typing to get caught up. Okay, let's take the example where you may have started from rest and gone to 30 miles per hour. So we're going to put it as 0 for initial speed. We're going to type in 30 for final speed. And as far as the units go, we have to do just numbers here. And I'll show you that if you were to type in 30 and then put mi over h, then it's going to get confused by this. Notice how it put it over on the left, because it's no longer seeing this as a number. It's just seeing it as text, and it won't be able to do any calculations with it. So you must leave it only as numbers. Alright, that means we're going to put our units up on top. Miles per hour. We'll do the same thing for initial speed. And the same thing for change in speed. Notice what it did. It made this taller so that all the numbers, all the letters could fit in, but we can widen this column by clicking and dragging some more. There we go. Alright, and time interval units would be seconds, and acceleration units would be miles per hour per second. Alright, we'll widen this one too. Okay, here's where the fun begins. I'm going to show you how you can use formulas in spreadsheets to do automatic calculations. So, we're going to have it automatically calculate the change in speed. It'll need to know the final speed, it'll need to know the initial speed. And we tell it what to do with those numbers. So it starts off with the equal sign. And then we click on this cell here, B2. And we tell it to subtract whatever that number is from whatever number is in A2. We'll hit enter, and voila, it gives us 30 as the answer. Now check this out. If we were to go back and change 0 to another number, like maybe you started at 5 miles per hour, then you enter 5, and voila, it automatically changed the answer, because it's just thinking of it like a formula. Whatever number is in B2 minus whatever number is in A2. So this is one of the powers of spreadsheets. It updates automatically. Now, as far as the time interval goes, let's say your car went, let's go back to 0, by the way. Okay, let's say that your car went from 0 to 30 in 7 seconds, or 7.2 seconds. Okay, now how do we calculate acceleration? Acceleration is defined as the rate of change in speed. So, the change in speed divided by the time it took. So here's what our formula will look like. Equals change in speed, and divide by, that would be the slash, whatever here is the time interval, and hit return. That's a lot of digits. We would like this to be rounded, and with your measurements, your car measures speed to the nearest whole number. I think reasonably we can only state our acceleration to probably 2 sig figs, or let's say 1 decimal place. So we need to get rid of some of these numbers, and here's how we do it. You can click on this whole column, go to Format, Number, and tell it that you want to have custom decimals. Tell it to have 1 decimal place. Okay, so now it's rounded to 4.2. Alright, let's take a look at another example. Let's say that you were getting off the freeway, you were going 65 miles per hour, and you measured how fast you could slow down to 25 miles per hour. Now, do we have to go in and type in the formula again here? No, we don't. We've already typed in the formula up here, and all we're going to do is click on this little square and drag it down. And look at that, it automatically calculated the difference of 25 and 65. If we double click on this cell, it will show us the formula that it's using to get that number. Okay, so time interval, let's say that occurred over a time interval of 4.8 seconds. So same thing over here, we can do this formula and just drag it down, and your car was accelerating at a rate of negative 8.3 miles per hour per second. Okay, so what do we do then from here? I want you to do at least 3 accelerations and 3 decelerations. And notice, by the way, before we move on, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put in miles per hour just to show you why it doesn't like that. So all of a sudden it says error, not miles per hour. All right, so we got to go back and get rid of that. Okay, so it will automatically save your work as you go, and you're going to need to share this with me so I can see your work. And the way you're going to do that is go to the share,